Hello world, this is Hellcat and we are looking at another episode of the first 15. As you can see, we are back in Diablo 3 beta. I had a request for some footage of the monk, so while I'm doing this again, since it is the first 15, it's going to be the same gameplay, essentially, as the wizard. I'm going to be going through the same places, but with the monk. So with the monk here, you can see that they have a different mechanic. Their little orb here is kind of white. This is their spirit, and it's generated by monk melee attacks and some monk skills. Spirit is a precious resource used to cast powerful defensive and offensive abilities. So for starting abilities here, I have Fists of Thunder, which generates 6 spirit per attack, and it attacks a single target with a series of rapid punches. And I don't start with 2 abilities, my other ability is just my melee attack. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, and I guess I can have a little contest with myself maybe and see if I can get a little further in my 15 minutes playing the monk here than I did with the wizard. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the clock now, and here is the first 15 minutes.
And death. The fallen star is near.
Some changes I did for this episode is I added the little thought bubble that you saw option, so that way you can maybe more easily read what the characters are saying on the screen. As before, we will travel along the path, kill zombies, talk to Mr. Captain
has
Rumford.
upset the balance of this land. I seek it.
It fell on the old cathedral. There was only one survivor, Leah. You should speak with her.
Captain Rumford, more dead are coming.
And if this is the first video you're watching of mine where I do the first 15, I'm not going, even though I've done a Diablo 3 beta video already, I'm not going to skip through all the text, just in case this is the first one you're watching. If it's not, sorry you have to endure that, but to me that's part of the first 15 experience, is going through and looking at all of that.
Like that before. Guards, open the gates. You'll find Leah at the Slaughtered Calf Inn.
I don't know if you saw this first time through. Yeah, it's a corpse fire with corpses in that wagon.
Zakharum has fallen to disgrace. What fate
Stash, you start with your stash already. Something else is your gold is across all your characters. So this is not my gold that I started with for this character. This is my gold across all the characters I've created. And we'll talk to Deckard Kane's niece. I remembered this time. It's not his granddaughter, it's his niece.
I did. But it blasted my uncle, Deckard Kane, into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising. I came back here to rally the militia, but... Watch out! The wounded are turning!
Kill all things with my pictures of Kane and Doom.
This is killing business.
As a result, I've reached level 2, so let's take a look at my options. I can either do Blinding Flash, which blinds all nearby enemies for 3 seconds, and it costs 10 spirits. 10 spirits, so this is not a spirit generator. And I have a mantra, which is the mantra of evasion, which costs 25 spirit, which increases you and your allies' chance to dodge attacks. Only one mantra can be active at a time, so this is kind of like a buff. But I like to beat things, and this spell sounds cool, so I'm going to go with that.
The dead will overwhelm us all, unless something is done.
I will send them back to their graves. I will save your town.
Thank you. You should speak with Captain Rumford at the gate. He can tell you what to do.
And as you can see through these dialogues, it's not the same person narrating each class, so the person who narrated the monk is not the same as the wizard. Well, I mean, it might be the same person, but the voices are different. It's not the same voice.
I will help you fight the risen dead.
I admire your courage, but Captain Dalton and the militia were slaughtered by those things. Only I survived.
That will not be my fate.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the wretched mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors.
They're attacking the barricades!
So, I feel like I'm more speedy already. I'm doing better, right? I'll get farther than I did before.
I must wait
I don't know if you
to
saw.
use that ability.
Well, I used my new ability, but it's on cooldown. Next time I went down, I decide to use it again.
That's one of the wretched mothers. There are more of them in the ruins down the road.
Let us move along the path here and find these horrible, wretched mothers. New lore?
I, Deckard Cain, have spent many years traveling and writing about the strange creatures in our world. But the sight of the wretched mothers still
New skill?
haunts me. They are the remnants of Queen Asilla's slaughtered handmaidens who were twisted by foul magic. Now they feast upon cadavers and regurgitate them as newly formed, risen dead.
There's a nice wretched mother. I'm gonna use the new skill again in case you missed it. New skill. It's an AoE blind. Alright, let's look for the next wretched mother. I'm just gonna kind of skip around here. Do, 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 do. Next wretched mother. Does that blind do damage as well? No, it's not a damage spell, it's just blinds, it looks like. I'll have to initiate with it to verify. And finally, wretched mother. Let's use this. Yeah, so it doesn't do damage, it's just a blind. So that's the final wretched mother. Let's go kill the wretched queen. Hey, look, it's the wretched mother. Alright, wretched queen, here we come.
The ruins of old Tristram. The shadow of Diablo still hangs over this place.
There we go.
My ability has not yet
And level
recharged.
3. Yay! Active skill unlocked. Lashing tail kick. Let's go back to New Tristram. And let's take a look at that new skill. Again, if you didn't see my first video, Diablo 3 has a gating mechanic for your skills. You can only equip 2 skills at one time at level 3. At level 6, you'll be able to equip 3 skills at one time. At level 12, you'll have another 18 and 24. So I'm going to change out Blinding Flash, and we're going to grab Lashing Tail Kick instead, since it actually does damage, and I like damage spells. And as you can also see, swapping out a skill initiates a cooldown. And it's
Thank you
fairly
for your
long
help,
cooldown,
but
so
could
as
you
I
talk
said
some
in the
sense
previous
into Leah?
video,
She won't
not
give up
something
on
you
the
really want to
idea
do
of
in the
rescuing
middle of
her
a
uncle.
big boss fight
Nor
with
should
lots
she.
of ads.
I will help her find him. Come, let us search for your uncle.
We'll need to open the cathedral first. The guards locked it up before they were ambushed. Rumford told me they fought their way back to Adria's hut. The key must still be there.
Alright, so we've got Leah. Let's go back to the old ruins.
Here, let me open the gate.
Yes, you do that for me, because I am incapable
Adria
of
was my
opening
mother,
gates.
but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
What happened to your
Oh,
father?
treasure chest.
I'm told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fell to the demons.
And actually, while I'm doing that, let's equip. I could use a sword, but you know, I'm a monk. I'm not going to. I can be badass without the sword. I'll just stick with my, what is this, a Cesta fist weapon?
Look! A hidden cellar! Follow me!
Your mother's secrets are here.
People said she was a witch, but I never believed it. Captain Dalton!
Captain Dalton, risen from the dead 1,000 times. Oh, roundhouse kick. Roundhouse kick. That doesn't have a cooldown, so I can pretty much spam that. And it's just gonna cost, you know, my spirit, which is easily regenerated by doing just normal melee attacks or the Fist of Thunder here. Treasure chest. Very important.
Here's the key, and my mother's journal. What I've seen of it is disturbing. I want to know more about her, but that can wait. We need to save Uncle Deckard first.
I will find your uncle. Stay here and find out what you can.
Now,
Thank
you know,
you.
the thing about Deckard
Aiden
Cain
came to me last night.
is
I suspected
he's
what was
in
lurking within
all
his
these
troubled
Diablos.
heart. I
And it's
consoled
like,
him as best I
he's
could.
always there when all this bad,
Regardless,
horrible stuff
wherever
goes down.
he's headed,
So,
hell
as a
will surely
conspiracy
follow in
theorist,
his way.
or
The
as a
shadows
conspiracy
close
theory,
in on Tristram once again.
I think he's really
But
Diablo.
like Aiden, I'll be gone before they fall.
Continue along Old Tristram Road here. Now let's see if the monsters will crawl out of here this time. Nope. It's still a dungeon to go into. Give these guys some roundhouse kick.
Tristram Cathedral. The star fell here.
And look, I've made it past the first 15 from the wizard. Go me. So here we are at the cathedral. Level 1.
The star fell here.
You think? I don't think it did. I think it's a lie. Now, even though there's these little health lantern floaty things, there's not really a spirit floaty thing, and that goes the same for all the other mechanics. So when you run out, you're gonna have to either do whatever it takes to regen that, or just wait. Well, that was a waste. Five.
I will
There
not
we go.
do that. My strength returns.
The grotesques may seem slow and senseless, but they hide many dangers
And when I was
within
playing with
their
this
hideously
sketch,
malformed bodies. A set of spikes lurks beneath the monster's flesh, and foul parasites nest within them. It is said that these horrors themselves are constructed by a greater evil, a darkness that I cannot even fathom.
I stopped kind of mid-sentence in there because I didn't realize Deckard Cain was speaking. Didn't want to interrupt him. But when I was playing with Sketch, I was live streaming. I would say last week or maybe the week before. And he likened these grotesques to another Left 4 Dead monster. I think he said it was the Boomer. I haven't played Left 4 Dead. I've seen it played, but I'm terrible at FPS, so I don't like to inflict that on other people, so I generally just stay away. These guys are cool. They run around and they become immune to different attacks and things. And if you don't kill them, they will eventually open up a portal. It's kind of hard to keep track of them with no ranged attack, but they will eventually open a portal like that and attempt to jump through it before you can kill them and get all of the fat loot. And I'm kind of leaving stuff on the ground here because I'm just trying to move along. Well, that's a lot of dudes. There will not be any
Not enough spirit.
and I used up all my spirit, so that's level 4. Active skill, not deadly reach. I leveled, so I've got my spirit back. This round has to kick the crap
I don't have enough spirit.
which I've completely burned through again. Alright, so let's look at that
The
last
storm
skill I got.
breaks.
Deadly Reach. This is a spirit generator. Strike multiple enemies in a row with each attack. So I'm going to replace Fist of Thunders with that since it's a spirit generator and it doesn't use spirit.
That ability is not yet recharged.
And since that ability is still on cooldown since I swapped it out, it automatically defaults me to a melee.
Keep the dead trapped
It is not ready yet.
That's why she keeps complaining about the ability not being ready, because I'm just meleeing these guys. Alright, and that is the first 15, but I'm going to go a little bit in overtime here so we can take a look at Deadly Reach. And that's Deadly Reach. Alright, so that is 15 minutes of the Diablo 3 beta monk. I did manage to get a little bit further than I did with the wizard. If you have any suggestions, or if you're interested in seeing the other two classes, if you want to make a recommendation as to which one I should do next, please leave that in the comments below. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my video, and please subscribe to my channel. Until next time, see you later.